Okay, welcome friend in this sequel of our metric space. In last lecture, we have discussed about definition of this metric space and some examples from this metric space. I will recall our definition of this metric space. We are knowing that if X be any set and D is a mapping and D is a mapping from X cross X to R, then dxy is a metric if this satisfies following condition. D of xy is greater than equal to 0 for all x in X. D of xy equal to 0 if and only if x equal to y. D of xy is equal to D of yx, that is symmetric, and D of xz is less than equal to D of xy plus D of yz. This is a triangle inequality. If D satisfying all these four conditions, then XD is called metric space and this D is a metric on X. Now, in the sequel of this lecture, we'll extend and we'll check for some problems whether this is a metric or satisfying metric space or not. Okay. Here we have this example and we have to prove that this is a metric. Given that R is to n space and a cross product with Rn space to R plus, such that this xy pair, we are getting this image in this way. Under root of summation I is equal to 1 to n xi minus yi whole square is a metric. We have to show this. First of all, I will try to write this given function in our proper way. That means I will write here D as a function from Rn cross to Rn cross to R plus, such that D of xy is equal to this function under root of summation over xi minus yi square. We have to show this is a metric. That means we have to show this D satisfying all the four conditions from our definition of metric. Now here, first condition is very obvious. For this first condition, I will take here x and y. These are the vectors because these are the elements from Rn space. Therefore, x I will write here. This is the n-tuple form. This x is x1, x2, so on xn, and y is y1, y2 up to yn, where xi's and y's, all these are the elements from R. These are the real numbers. And x and y, these are the vectors because this is for R is to n space. Now here we have to show this D is a metric. To show D is a metric, now we'll go towards our first condition. That means we have to show that this D of xy is greater than equal to 0. Now see here, as per our definition, this is xi minus y square term, and we are knowing that square of any number is always positive here because this is a real number. All these x and y are from real number. Therefore, the square of real number is always positive, and if we are taking under root of this positive number is again positive. Therefore, surely and clearly we will say that this D of xy is greater than equal to 0. Now here again I had mentioned clearly this is summation. This summation notation we can expand this in this way, x1, y1 up to xn, because I is equal to 1 to n. This is square term, this is square term, all these are the square terms. Therefore, these are the positive terms and this is greater than equal to 0. Now, here we are getting this term is obviously greater than equal to 0. Now we will extend and we will show that this is equal to 0. Again here, from this again we will get here, this is square greater than 0, therefore summation is also greater than 0, therefore square root is again greater than 0, and that's why D of xy is greater than equal to 0. Now we will prove this is equal to 0. Suppose D of xy, this D of xy equal to 0, then what will happen? Now I am taking D of xy equal to 0. As per our definition, the square root of this term is equal to 0. square root of this term is equal to 0. After that, if we will take squaring on both sides, then we are cancelling the square root and we are getting this is equal to 0. This term is equal to 0. That means here we are taking xi minus yi. This bracket is equal to 0. This summation, we are taking this bracket equal to 0. And this whole for all I means this is coordinate wise here. Addition over there. That's why this is all I is equal to 0. From that xi minus y equal to 0 for all I, and this gives xi is equal to yi for all I, means this is a coordinate wise addition. That's why we are comparing coordinate xi and yi. Now for this whole for x1 equal to y1, x2 equal to y2, x3 equal to y2 means we are getting this coordinate. x1 equal to y1, x2 equal to y2 means this whole n tuple is equal to this n tuple point. And this n tuple point is nothing but our x vector. And this n tuple point is nothing but our y vector. That means here d of xy is equal to 0. Then we are getting x is equal to y. This holds our second condition. Now third condition is symmetry. This is obviously right here. As per our definition of d of xy, this is under root of I is equal to 1 to n xi minus y whole square. Now here this is square term. Therefore we are knowing that a minus b whole square is nothing but b minus a whole square. Therefore I can swap this, and this is y minus xi whole square, and this is nothing but d of yx, and this whole for all x and y in R n space. Now we will do triangle inequality. That means we have to show this result for xyz in R raised to n, and d of xy is less than equal to d of xz plus d of zy. Now again, this is our definition of our given function. Here I am inserting this minus xi and plus xi, adding and subtracting, then taking pair in this way, xi minus zi here in this bracket plus zi minus y in this bracket. Then we will check what will happen. Now after this we should know this Minkowski's inequality, and using this Minkowski's inequality we can prove. Again we will go to a detailed proof of this Minkowski's inequality after some time, but still now we will hold this and we will remember this. And this is our Minkowski's inequality. Minkowski's inequality states that under root of summation over ui plus vi whole square is less than equal to under root of summation of ui square plus root of summation over vi square. This is for n tuple number I is equal to 1 to n. This is Minkowski's inequality. Now using this Minkowski's inequality, I will suppose that this total term is ui and this total term is vi. Then surely this is just like here, under root of summation over ui plus vi square. This is ui plus vi square, and applying here this Minkowski's inequality, we will get this d of xy is this side less than equal to, now this is our u. Therefore by using this is u square, that means this bracket square plus this bracket square, and we are knowing that this is nothing but definition of d of xz plus d of yz as per our given definition of here. This is definition of our given metric. Therefore we can write here this is d of xz plus d of zy, and this whole our triangle inequality. That's why this d is a metric on this R raised to n, and xd is called a metric space. Now remember this metric space is called Euclidean metric. Euclidean metric space, this d of xy, and this d is called metric on this R raised to n, and this is your Euclidean metric space. This is very useful metric space to find out distance between 2 points in a space, in R raised to n space. Okay, and hence d becomes a metric space. Now we turn to our next example. But before this next example, I am giving this as an exercise. Now you should go through this, because here this is the Euclidean metric space which is already we have proved. Now we can go through this metric. Now this is again very easy, and you should show that this is our metric space. And again Dn, this is the maximum of, again this is modulus, and we have covered this type of problem in mod, and you should go through this and try to prove this. Okay. Now to next result. should know this prerequisite. Mod of x minus mod of y is greater than equal to 0. That's why mod x minus mod y square is always greater than equal to 0. Now here, this square means this is a minus b whole square, just like. Therefore, we are taking square a square plus b square minus 2ab, again greater than equal to 0. Now what we will do, I will take this term to this side. I am taking this term to this side, therefore mod x square plus mod y square is greater than equal to this term, and that means we can write in this way. 2 mod x mod y is less than equal to mod x square plus mod y square. This is, remember this. Now mod x mod y is less than equal to mod x square plus mod y square. This is inequality. Now here, if p is greater than q, then we can write here 1, again here p is greater than q, then 1 by pq, and 1 by q, p by p plus 1 is greater than q by q plus 1. Again here, if you are finding, this is 1 upon p plus 1, here p is greater than, then 1 upon p is less than 1 upon q. Or here p plus 1, again q plus 1 less than, but if you are multiplying by p, then this becomes greater than. Now here p by q is greater than p divided by r plus 1, because denominator goes on increasing, and we are knowing denominator goes on increasing, this denominator is positive, therefore this number goes on decreasing. Again, we are knowing that from last example, this is a Minkowski inequality. We are using this result in our next example. Okay, here X row is a metric space and D is a defined x cross x to R such that D of xy is equal to rho xy plus 1 plus rho xy. Then we have to prove that XD is a metric space. Now what is given? This X row is already metric space. This is a metric space means we are knowing as per our definition, this row satisfying all these conditions of metric. And using this help of this metric, we have to show that D of xy as per this definition, this is our D is a metric. Here, this is a metric space, therefore we are knowing that rho of xy is greater than equal to 0, because this is first condition for metric space. Now we will prove that D of xy is greater than equal to 0. Now here, D of xy is equal to, this is as per definition, rho of xy, here this is given, rho of xy plus 1 plus rho of xy. Now we are knowing that rho of xy is greater than equal to 0. 1 plus rho of xy is greater than equal to 0. Means this number is greater than 0 denominator. Numerator is also greater than 0. Means both numbers are positive. Their quotient is also positive. Therefore this number is greater than equal to 0. Got it? Means here D of xy is greater than equal to 0. First condition only. We have to prove second condition. Now for second condition, we will suppose this is equal to 0. D of xy equal to 0. That means this term is equal to 0. If this term is equal to 0 and here this is numerator divided by denominator equal to 0, that means numerator equal to 0. Means rho of xy is equal to 0 and this is given. X row is a metric space and we are knowing that in metric space, if rho of xy is equal to 0, that means x is equal to 1. Same condition satisfied here. Now this is second condition. D of xy equal to 0. That means rho of xy plus 1 plus rho of xy here as per definition is equal to 0. Again numerator divided by denominator is 0. Therefore we will take numerator equal to 0. And this is rho of xy. This rho of xy is equal to 0 and given that rho is a metric space. Therefore rho satisfying all condition of matrix. Therefore this second condition as per second condition of metric x row. That means rho of xy equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. We will write x equal to 1. That means here D of xy equal to 0 and we are getting x is equal to 1. This is nothing but our second condition. Here the second condition for. Now we will go towards third condition. Again third condition is very easy. Here this rho is a metric, therefore this is rho of xy is equal to rho of yx. We are knowing this. Now I will consider first of d of xy and we will prove that this is equal to d of yx. Now here what I will do, I will take first as per definition d of xy is equal to rho of xy plus 1 plus rho of xy. Now we are knowing that rho of xy is equal to rho of yx because this is a row. This row is a metric, therefore satisfying symmetric condition. 1 plus again rho of xy, I will write here rho of yx, means here I will write in this. Rho of xy is equal to rho of yx. Here also rho of xy, rho of yx. Now as per definition, rho of xy plus divided by 1 plus rho of xy, then this is xy, d of xy. Here y and here is x, therefore this is nothing but d of yx. D of yx, and this hold for all x and y in x. Now we will go towards triangle inequality. Now for triangle inequality, as per our given example, this is a metric. Therefore, row satisfying triangle inequality condition for all x, y, z in x. Now I will consider d of xy. Instead of that, I will consider d of xz plus d of yz. What is the definition of d of xz? This is rho of xz divided by 1 plus rho of xz plus d of zy is a rho of zy divided by 1 plus rho of zy. Now what I will do, here in this denominator I will add rho of xy. Here in denominator I will add rho of zy. Here also I will add rho of zy. And if we are adding in denominator, this number goes on decreasing. Therefore, this is I am taking less than equal to. That means this number is greater than this number because denominator I am adding here. And if we are adding this term in denominator, here I am adding rho of zy here and rho of xz here because both terms are positive because rho is a metric. And then why I am adding here purposely, I am adding this number because I would like to take addition of this, and to take addition here this denominator and this denominator is same now. And when we are adding in denominator, this term becomes less than equal. Now I will add here numerator easily because denominator is same. Now we will get this is equal to rho of xz plus rho of zy, this numerator, divided by this denominator. I will write this denominator. Now rho of xz plus rho of yz, here we are knowing that rho of xz plus rho of yz, this number is greater than this rho of xy. And here also this number is greater than rho of xy. That means this total number is greater than rho of xy. Therefore, this is rho of xy and this is rho of xy, but this number is greater than. Therefore, I will write it this way. This number is greater than because this number here we have taken this is greater than this number rho of xy. Therefore, this sign is 1 plus rho of xy. And as per our definition, this is nothing but d of xy. And here this is d of xy and this is our sign. D of xz plus d of zy is greater than equal to d of xy. That means this satisfying our fourth condition. It means triangle inequality. This triangle inequality holds. And henceforth, this D satisfying all the four conditions of metric space, therefore D is a metric and x comma D is called metric space. Got it? Here is somewhat little bit typical here. We should go through this because we have to add this term. We are adding this term. That means this total term goes on decreasing. That's why we are taking that this is less than. So this term becomes greater. And then rearranging will get our answer. Now here we'll go towards next problem. Let XD be a metric space and D1 is XD is a metric space. Remember this now. In last problem was KC, this was a row, X row, but here XD is a metric space and D1 is a function defined x cross x to R such that D1 of xy is equal to minimum of 1 comma D of xy. Then x D1 is a metric space. Okay, again last problem was here. In similar way, we'll try to prove this problem. Again here, we'll take a help of xt is a metric space. Again, we are knowing that all conditions of matrix, it is D satisfying all conditions of matrix, and using this, we'll try to prove that D1 is a metric space as per this definition of D1. Minimum of 1 and D of xy. Again, first property is very clearly, because this is the minimum of 1 D of xy, and we are knowing that D of xy is always greater than or equal to 0, because D is a metric. That means this total term is always greater than or equal to 0. Means this D1 of xy is always greater than or equal to 0. This first condition. I'll write this first condition. Here, this D is a metric, that's why this condition holds. Now here, D1 of xy is equal to minimum of 1 comma D of xy. This 1 is positive number. D of xy is greater than or equal to 0. Means surely, this number and this number, both numbers are greater than 0. And we have to take minimum of this. Surely both numbers are greater than 0. Anything we can take here minimum, but this surely this is positive. Therefore, this is greater than 0. Now second condition. Second condition is also obvious. Now here, D1 of xy is equal to 0. That means minimum of this number equal to 0. Minimum of this number equal to 0 means 1 is never 0. Then there must be D of xy equal to 0. And we are knowing that D of xy equal to 0, that means x equal to y, because D is a metric. This D is a metric. Got it? Here this is 1 comma D of xy. 1 is a positive number. Therefore, we have to take minimum of this D of xy equal to 0. And D of xy equal to 0, that means x is equal to 1. Therefore, D of xy equal to 0, that means x is equal to 1. Second condition holds. Third condition. Symmetry. D of xy is equal to D of yx. This holds because D is a metric. Now again here, this is again very easy one. D1 of xy, I will write here. This is minimum of 1 comma D of xy. Shall I replace this D of xy instead of this? I will write D of yx, because we are knowing that D is a metric. D of xy is equal to D of yx, and this becomes minimum of 1 comma D of yx. And if this is D of yx, then this definition becomes D1 of yx. Therefore, this symmetry holds. Now we will check. D1 of xy is equal to minimum of this term. Again, this is symmetric. D is metric. That's why I will write here in symmetric form. If D of xy, then here is xy. Now here is yx, then we can write D1 of yx. And this whole symmetric property. Now triangle inequality. Now to prove triangle inequality, we have to make some attention here, and then we'll try to prove this triangle inequality. This D is a metric, therefore this triangle inequality holds for all x, y, z in X. Now I will take D of x, z and D of zy both are greater than equal to 1. Why I am taking greater than equal to 1? Because in our definition this is given that minimum of 1 comma D of xy. That's why I am taking here this is suppose greater than equal to 1. Then what will happen? Now if this is greater than equal to 1, then D1 of xz is equal to minimum of 1 comma D of xz. Here this is a dxz is greater than 1. This and this both terms. This is greater than 1, that means here is 1, and we will suppose that this is a 3 or 4 or 5, because this is greater than 1. Therefore, what is minimum? 1 comma 3, minimum is 1. Because this is greater than equal to, even though if we take equal to 1, then again this is equal to 1. Means in any case, for this is greater than equal to 1, we are getting this is equal to 1. And in similar way, D1 of zy is equal to minimum of 1 comma zy. Again, this zy is, D of zy is greater than 1. Therefore, this is greater than 1, and therefore minimum for these two number is 1. Therefore, this is equal to 1. Okay. Now, after this, we will write D1 of xy is equal to minimum of 1 comma D of xy. This is a minimum of 1 comma D of xy. Now, even though if this is greater than 1, then also this is minimum of 1 here, because d of xy, here d of xy is greater than 1, d of xy is greater than 1, therefore here is 1, here is 1, total becomes 2, and here d of xy is minimum less than equal to 2, and we'll suppose that, suppose this is less than equal to 2, this is less than equal to 2, that means here this may be 2 or greater than 2. Therefore here is, this is 1 comma 2, therefore minimum is surely 1. This is not a minimum number, this is surely greater than 1 number, because here this condition hold and we have given this is equal to greater than 1. Both terms are greater than 1. Therefore this is greater than 1, that's why we are taking this minimum 1. Now this number is 1, and I will write here this 1 is surely greater than equal to, this 1 is number less than equal to d1 of xz plus d1 of zy, because we have taken here this x, d of xz and d of zy greater than 1. And this is 1 plus this is 1, this is 2. Therefore 1 is less than equal to 2, and this condition here, that means here d1 of xy is less than equal to d1 of xz plus d1 of zy. And this whole triangle inequality for this case, if this is greater than equal to 1. Okay. Now we will take second condition. Suppose this is less than equal to 1. What will happen? D of xz and d of zy less than equal to 1. Now we will check again. If this is less than equal to 1, then d1 of xz is equal to, as per our definition of given problem, minimum of 1 comma d of xz. This is less than equal to 1. This is less than equal to 1. Then surely this may be 0.5, 0.7, anything. And we have to take minimum of these two numbers. Therefore this is nothing but d of xz. Similar way, d1 of zy is equal to minimum of 1 comma d of zy. This d of zy is less than equal to 1. Again, less than equal to 1 means 0.9, 0.8, 0.3, anything we can take. And this is the minimum of 1 comma this number. Therefore we are getting d of zy. Now I will consider here d of xz plus d of zy, which is equal to, because d1 of xz, we are knowing this is the d of xz, and d1 of zy is nothing but d of zy. Therefore I put this number here and this number here. And we are knowing that as per triangle inequality of D metric, because D is a metric, satisfying this number plus this number, d of xz plus d of zy is greater than equal to this number. Therefore this is greater than d of xy. And here this number d1 of xz plus d1 of zy is greater than equal to d of xy. Here this is d of xy. Now d of xy is equal to, again d of xy, this is greater than equal to minimum of 1 comma d of xy. This is greater than equal to minimum of 1 comma d of xy. Again, why this is greater than equal to? Because we have taken these two conditions. That's why this is greater than equal to. And this is our, as per definition, d1 of xz. This condition is greater than equal to d1 of xz in this whole triangle. Therefore, here we have to write y. Instead of z, we have to write y, because this is d of xy. Here is y. This should be y. Now here, this is greater than equal to y, and this whole triangle inequality in both cases. Again, we can take third condition again. Suppose this is less than 1 and this term is greater than 1, then obviously this condition holds. Therefore, I am not taking that condition, and this holds. Means here this D1 satisfying all these four conditions, and hence D becomes a metric. Therefore, x comma D is a metric space. Okay, any doubt here? Means here we have covered, these are some examples on this metric space, and all these conditions, satisfying condition of metric, and x comma D becomes a metric space. Okay, thank you.